Gabriella, can you lead us in the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A moment of silence for the men and women in the armed forces. Thank you.
Mr. Beard, do you want to see if everybody signed up to speak? Nobody.
I don't think anybody signed up any.
I wanted to see if you wanted to look one last time.
If you want to speak? Nobody has signed.
Okay. All right, so I'd like to thank everybody for coming tonight. This will be pretty quick to get your budget books. I'd like to thank the town council. Walter, I'd like to thank you as the Board of Finance Chairman, the entire Board of Finance and our town council for this year's budget hearings and deliberations. Tonight you will receive your budget books for your review. Our first joint meeting is next Tuesday evening, which is 2/22/22.
Oh,
Good time by a lot of here in the E. Paul Martin room.
Yes.
I would like to thank our town employees, especially our department heads, for all their efforts in this year's town side of the budget. I would also like to thank Superintendent DeCorpo, Chairman Fallenbach, and the BOE for their efforts in creating their budget for your review. Thank you to the teachers, the paraeducators, administrators, staff, and bus drivers for all their efforts during this pandemic year as well. The budget I'm presenting will be a proposed 1.70% increase from the previous year. The town side has been flat for the last 2 years, but we are facing headwinds that have caused the budget to increase this year. Some of the major headwinds that we are facing, and you will see in this budget, are such. New Milford Ambulance, we are now going to a fully paid staff. The increase, as you'll see in the expenditure, is of $480,729. Also, they're unable now to pay for the debt of the repayment of the ambulance building, which is $187,250. So the town will now be absorbing in their budget an additional $667,979 cost increase to the town this year. You also look at health insurance. Health insurance continues to escalate both in the private sector and the government sector. That projected cost is to go up $378,500. Pension, as we continue to do the financially prudent thing and lower our discount rate per the pension committee's recommendation, we've lowered the discount rate, which will now increase the pension obligation by $163,472. Utilities. As we all know, our gas, electric, and utility costs continue to increase both personally. It's the same for the government. Our gasoline will be up $144,400 next year. You also see in the library, we're having our expansion for the library. That also includes part-time staff and their increases from minimum wage to the new minimum wage, also increasing the part-time staff, as now we will be fully open versus partially open. You'll see that increase of $211,666. Also, our debt service has risen, so we continue our roads, bridges, roofs, infrastructures. That will increase by $759,142. The great news is we've been borrowing at historic low rates. As we know, one of the headwinds is going to be increased interest rates. Good news, our grand list grew by approximately $80 million last year. We continue with our public-private partnerships, which has bear dividends from our recycling that is done by private partnership. Our health district, we moved over to the health district, which will save approximately $98,000 next year. Our reconfiguring the youth agency and the MAX will be saving over $121,541 in expenditures, but providing actually more services. With this budget, we continue to invest in our services, our infrastructure, and our people. Providing services that our residents and business communities expect is paramount to keeping our town a thriving town and moving forward. On the educational front, as COVID has presented major hurdles for our children, parents, and educational system, I am forwarding the Board of Education recommended budget. I would also like the public to know that the town invests in our educational system, not just with the educational budget, but the town budget assistance as well. An example is that all the debt is borne on the town side. This year, the town will absorb $587,429 in principal and interest debt payments for school infrastructure. We are also absorbing a revenue reduction of Sherman tuition of $119,065. That equals an additional help with the Board of Education and the educational side of $706,494 that the town will help subsidize. The town on the town side has also paid for athletic equipment. We've paid for playgrounds, band uniforms, oil tanks, turf fields, Sarah Noble roof, and the New Milford High School roof. The town and the board continue to look at ways to partner to maximize our return on our investment to our taxpayers. From joint purchasing of health insurance to our energy program that will allow for $15 million capital improvements for much-needed energy savings capital, both on the town side and the Board of Education side. I look forward to our budget hearings and answering questions that you and the public may have. God bless New Milford. We're the best town in the USA. So thank you, everybody. I look forward to seeing you guys next Tuesday.
2/22.
2/22/22.
Is there a motion to recess or anything?
Oh, we didn't have a,
We didn't
Nope.
motion.
Nothing?
we'll open it up on 2/22/22, right, Walter?
At 7,
2222.
at 7 p.m.
Yep.
I expect you to be ready at 2.